Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Welcome back to my free-to-play series. If you haven't seen these videos before, this is a series where I'm playing through DDO on a fresh free-to-play account, all solo, only using what I find. No auction house, no guild buffs either. No nothing except what I find. Getting the true free-to-play experience here. So, we've got a longer quest today, which is going to be Stormcleave Outpost. A couple little gearing changes that I've got here. It's a couple things. I did pick up this cloak, charisma, with electric absorb and insightful wisdom +2, so I threw that on. I think I actually already had that in my backpack from a previous. I'm not sure if I picked it up today or if it was previously, but I had that in my backpack, so I threw it on. So that's nice. Swapped the rings around a little bit. Got electric absorb slotted, cold absorb. I did have that negative resistance ring because we had those negative casters. I went ahead and got rid of that negative. This ring right here, which is negative resistance, so I swapped around some rings. Other than that, all the gear is the same, I believe. Oh, one important thing I did do between the last episode and this one, I did go back to Korthos and I reran the quest Sacrifices so that I could get a third Anger Step boots here. So I've got 3 of these boots now. So I have now, they each have 2 uses of 5 minutes. I'll bring this up here. So this item, I don't know why DDO is not popping up here, but I've got 5 minutes, 5 minutes each charge, and there's 2 charges on each boots. So I effectively now have, what, 5, 10, I've got 30 minutes of Expeditious Retreat if I want it on these boots. So I just wanted one more. You know, it's a little annoying to run out of those charges, particularly for this quest. And I got it before this quest because this quest, Stormcleave Outpost, is a very long quest. I don't think I'll run out. I mean, there's plenty of shrines if I want to use it, but it's just not. I just wanted another one, okay? I just really did. So let's get our hireling out here. So since we have that charisma item on now, we don't have to use our charisma wand, which is nice. We might, and I didn't test it, but since I have that insightful wisdom item now, I might not have to worry about having the wand on in order to cast these spells. I'm not quite sure if the extra 2, gives me enough or not. I still haven't redone my hotbars. I need to add a couple hotbars for sure, but I haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so very big map on this one. This quest is long, but it also is a lot of XP. There's a lot to say in terms of the optionals as well. So when we get to that, I'll talk about them as we get to it. Okay, we're just gonna fall off here.
Wolves patrol the area in search of meat to scavenge.
So this infight, the infight when we get to it, has some mechanics that involve some shards we pick up as we go through this map. And look at this map, very big map. Might be the longest quest that we've run so far in this series, possibly.
Wolves appears to have caught an unfortunate traveler on his way to the outpost.
So we got a lot of NPCs we need to talk to as well. We don't have to actually talk to all these, but to start the quest here, we got to talk to the Gate Warden. And later on, there's some optionals at the end of this bridge here that we will get to later. I think I'll go ahead and do the optionals. If you want to do all the optionals, you need to make sure you have a lot of inventory slots available. So do make sure you sell all your junk loot before you run this quest, because you need a lot of space. You also have to have a certain amount of strength to carry all these barrels that you pick up. So if you're running a low strength character like a caster or just someone who's not strength based, you may struggle to carry everything. But it's not a huge deal if you can't carry the barrels. No problem. You just miss out on the optional. It's not required or anything like that. It's just extra XP. So what is required in this quest, though? There's a bunch of runes that we're going to have to line up. And you need to make sure that you don't miss any. Because it is easy to miss one or two. Really easy to miss one or two, and then you end up having to backtrack. These trolls are doing a decent amount of damage. So here's the first rune. Got to line these pillars up. Light the pillars. Well, every time we light one, it's going to spawn some methods we need to take out. So now it's lit up, as we can see. So actually, when I was running this quest on hard, in this area right here, I'm going to go ahead and do, this is an optional, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Don't mind getting more chest pulls for elite. So optionals are more attractive to me the way I'm playing, just because the chests matter in optionals, especially when I'm doing elite, to get gear, because I'm reliant on what I find because of the rules I set for myself. Okay. Whoops. Don't jump in lava. That's bad. It might actually, let's see. I thought there was a red name in here. I guess I'm wrong. It might be a rare. Maybe it doesn't spawn all the time. I'm not quite sure. Maybe someone in the comments section can tell me. But I thought we had a chest in here. Maybe not. Okay. I guess I think it's a rare, because I think when I was running my hard, I think there was a red name with a chest in there. Whenever I was running this on hard earlier today. But I could be wrong there. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe that's just mobs you kill in there. Here's our second pillar. Go ahead, and this area down here I don't believe has anything we care about, so we can skip that. Just continue this path. So actually taking some decent damage here. This champion stayed alive way too long. So these crates up here we can break for some optional XP, which I'll go ahead and do.
Fire Giant has fortified this area with his personal troops. 6 large crates dominate the camp ahead.
And I did not have my sword equipped. So against these enemies being fleshy, always spam, you know, if you're on this build, if you're following the build I'm using, or if you're not, if you're on some other kind of build, but you should be spamming your CC, really for me. I'll be spamming my trip and stunning blow. So we destroy all these mage fire cannon parts. Get a little XP. I think around 300-400. Not a lot, but yeah, actually 200. Get a couple chests though. Hopefully we get something cool. Okay, so this is the first shard. What these shards do is the boss at the end of this quest has DR, so DR damage reduction, so basically extra defenses, and there's 4 rooms inside the end fight, and those shards bring down barriers that allow us access to the side rooms, and if we clear the side rooms or kill the enemies that are in the side rooms, it takes away some of the main boss's DR or damage reduction. So it makes him, basically, by getting the shards, it gives us access to the side rooms to be able to bring down the boss's defenses, make him more vulnerable to damage. That's what's going on to summarize things. So you want to pick those up. They're not required, but if you're on a low DPS build, on Elite, you may struggle to kill the boss. You may not be able to power through it. And, you know, you may as well just grab them anyway because they're on your way. So supply crates we're starting to see. So these supply crates, we can pick those up. And if we pick all of them up, we can return them to... We can't open this chest. It's locked because we don't have open lock. But the supply crates, so we pick those up. They do, unfortunately, as I was saying before, take up space in your inventory. So you need to have inventory free. But if you pick them up, turn them into the NPC, that we'll get back to. That was the NPC at the beginning. You can get some extra XP. So I will see if I can find them all. I might not be able to do it if I miss a crate. It's possible I may do that. I may miss them. In which case, I'm not going to bother running back to get it because it's really not. It's not a big deal. It's like 300-400 XP, something like that. It's not. If you just don't want to worry about the inventory hassle, you don't have inventory, just don't worry about it. They're not that important. Okay, so this giant head, this is actually where the end part of the quest is. We'll go ahead and clear the area, but we can't click on that giant head here. I'll just show you when I get there. So it's not going to let us click on this giant head. It's going to tell us, despite your best efforts, this giant head cannot be used. Solve, light the rune pillars to continue. So we have to light all the rune pillars and then come back to this part of the map. So we do have to do a little bit of backtracking. So we got the rest of the runes are here in the south.
With a rude gesture, an armor-clad giant invites you to approach and meet your doom.
I think that DM was actually text was actually procced after we killed the boss. Whoops. Did not mean to cast Righteous Command there. So we got one more rune now after that one.
Crates are stacked uncaringly in the back of the giant camp, some bearing the seal of House Denis.
Go ahead and rebuff. No, actually that DM text was right. That's the giant he was talking about. Not the one we killed previously by the giant, by the stonehead. Alright. Couple chests. Please get, so there's another shard. Same with the shards. If I happen to miss one, I'm not going to bother running back to get it. Let's see. I might have to throw some of this stuff away. We'll see how much inventory I got. So we got 7 crates left. I feel like I passed one already, but we'll see. Regardless of if I get them all or not, I'll show you how to turn them in. So we got to make our way south now. Okay, there's nothing up there. There's a crate. Two more crates. So if I see a shrine, I will use it. think there's one in this optional area over here. Some out of action boosts and spell points. I believe there is one here. Yeah, there's one over here.
As you delve into the cavern.
Okay, so here's the optional. So this is the optional I thought was in the first cave.
He is slain.
Nothing good in terms of loot so far. So always make sure if you have a hireling, you have to manually tell the hireling to use the shrine most of the time. So make sure you do that. Every time you hit a shrine, make sure the hireling hits the shrine. They have the same restrictions as you. On Elite, you can't reuse shrines. If you're a normal, you can reuse shrines, but on Elite, you cannot. So the hireling can't either. So let's see, last rune should be in here.
A dimensional gate atop the hill. You spy a
Okay, this is actually, I don't think this is the one we need. Yeah, and this part here can be a little dangerous. Because there are a lot of mobs. A lot of archers, too. Got a little bit lucky, actually. Sometimes this would be a much harder encounter if several of these archers turned out to be champions, but they are not. Actually, none of them are champions, so that was good luck on our end. Champion archers can be, you know, an elite, can be quite a pain sometimes. Do a lot of damage, and they're far away from me, so it's hard to, particularly on a melee, it's hard to take them out quickly. Okay, this rune is actually an intelligence rune, but our hireling might be able to get it. Let's see. Yeah, our hireling can get it. So we can get these chests. Yeah, and we actually, the other rune's still south. We gotta go southwest to get the last pillar. This is just a completely optional area, but it does give us another shard.
The elemental wards removed. The dimensional gate disappears with a near
Okay, I'm not gonna pick up everything here. I think I'm probably getting short on inventory space. Because these shards we pick up, they also take up inventory slots. Okay, so we gotta go. Yep, we got one more to do. Then the unfortunate thing about this quest is you do have to backtrack all the way to the beginning. It's really, really helpful if you have the Dimension Door spell. But most characters are not going to have access to that. Dimension Door is one of those things where you have to have the spell because it's... Okay, so scrolls of Dimension Door exist, but they are not easily obtainable. You can't just go buy them in a vendor. So even if you have UMD, you can't just get scrolls of D-Door. You have to have the spell. There are a bunch of ways to get D-Door. So there's basically, if you're not, say, a wizard, someone who gets D-Door inherently, your options are mainly, you can use a hireling, which is a level 11 hireling called Mikhail the Pious. And he has D-Door, the only hireling, to my knowledge, that has the D-Door spell. Or you can get D-Door from certain enhancements once you get past level 20, so it's not going to help us anytime soon. But the Shadow Dancer Epic Destiny, one of its core abilities is Dimension Door. So you can get it through the Shadow Dancer Epic Destiny, but you can't use Epic Destinies until you hit level 20. So that is well out of reach. So for us, there's really no way to get D-Door other than Mikhail the Pious, the hireling. So this is what I said. This stuff takes up so much inventory. We're going to have to throw some stuff away.
You take up the shard of stone.
Probably going to go throw away more stuff. Unfortunately, we're going to lose a little platinum here. That's fine. Let's see. What do we got? Holy Greatsword. Is this good? Not bad. Holy 2d6. So our current sword's gonna be better, but I'll pick it up. Probably just sell it. All right, so that's our last rune. After we kill this thing here. So as the DM told us, all the rune posts have been activated. Return to the summoning circle. So now we're gonna have to run all the way back. Well, actually, we got to run back to that Stonehead, and then we got to run back to the beginning to finish the quest. And we're going to jump over here because our last 2 supply crates are up here, which we'll grab. But we got to throw a couple things away. Do not have the space. Let's throw the docent away. We'll throw away. How about... I don't want to throw away. I've actually picked up my first hair dye of the series. I know, big milestone, but you might see the, I guess I can explain that real quick. So
The last of the stolen supplies.
hair dye honey, it just does what it says. I mean, these randomly drop right here. These randomly drop in game. Just changes your character's hair color if you want to. There's a bunch of different colors that you may randomly find as you're adventuring. You can also buy hair dyes in the DDO store if you want to change your character's hair color. Okay, so we actually got all of the supplies. So we can actually do, and we got did we get all the shards? We got all the shards as well. So we can actually do everything. I can show you the optional. Okay, so now we got to run back to that stone face. And then one thing you have to remember in this quest, after you do that last, click on the stone face and do that last section, you still have to run back to the beginning to talk to the commander who will finish the quest. Let's see. I don't think it's over here, right? Trying to remember. Yeah, we don't go over here. This was the optional. But yeah, you actually have to go all the way back. Regardless if you do the optionals or not, you have to run back to the beginning to finish the quest. But I'll show you that when we get there. Let's see. Nothing up here. Okay, not here. I think it's up there if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yeah, not here. I believe it's to the right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we can finish. Well, finish this part. Let's go ahead and rebuff. Okay, now we can click on the head. It'll actually let us. Okay, so now we get to the end fight, and this is where we're going to use our shards. So you're going to see 4 doors on the right, on each side of the boss room. As I said before, we're going to go in the side rooms, kill some mobs in there, and that'll bring down a portion of his DR or defenses, make the main boss easier to kill. Is there anything else I want to... Let's make sure I've got, okay, let me make sure these don't expire. I've got these up here. Let's do this. Can do what? Bless. Can do heroism. Can even do prayer, why not? Okay, so the side rooms, you see these with the crystals? We really should do fire resist. These guys are actually fairly dangerous. Let's get this champion down immediately. Okay. That champion was messing me up. So here's the boss. So I guess I can show you. I don't know. Let's see if we can actually bring him down. So he's going down real slow. So I'm going to go ahead and kill some of these mobs here. And really the Earth Elemental room, I believe, is the most important one. Yeah, this hireling needs to follow me. Where's the Earth Ellie? I think it's this guy. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Bring this guy down. Okay, so we should be fine. That was the main one. So now we want to kill him. There we go. So there's the boss dead. We could have cleared the other ones, but I think the Earth Ellie, from what I recall, is the most important one to clear. So now we're done with the main boss fight. Arcanist. Ooh, a Charisma +6 item. That is the highest stat item I've pulled yet, although it's on my deadly goggle slot, so I'm not gonna, you know, Charisma +6 is great, but it's not, I'm not gonna give up deadly for it. So we can go ahead and actually loot most of this stuff. I'm gonna leave the dragon shards in there. That's not that important. But yeah, so I guess I don't really even need to clear, since the boss fight's done, I don't need to clear the side runes. But yeah, you see, a lot of people don't understand. I know in the past I've gone in groups that don't understand the mechanics of this fight. You might run in here and just try to beat on the boss, and his health just isn't going down. And the reason it's not going down is because you need to clear the side runes to bring his defenses down to a point where you can actually kill him. Now, if you're on normal or hard, it doesn't really matter. You can probably ignore that mechanic. But on elite or Reaper, if you run it on Reaper mode, it's more of a problem. Okay, so now is the point where I'd love to use DDO, but we can't yet. We still have to run back to this part. And I wish they would change this and just put the commander in the boss fight room or something, or just take that requirement away, because it's kind of, I don't really see the point in this quest. Like, we have to run all the way back to the beginning just for no reason. Like, there's nothing to do along the way. It's just got to run all the way back. Probably should have put that. Maybe if they would have put that like at the end of the map, the commanders, it would have been made more sense. But oh well. It might also be one of these where they did that intentionally, because this is very old content, and back in the day they added more things, and things weren't as solo friendly as they are now, and they put things like that in the game. Maybe the intention was some people you'd split the duties basically. Maybe that's what the developers were thinking at the time, or maybe they did it to really encourage you to have DDO. I don't quite know. Just a little bit further. Okay. There's also an optional fight, which we'll go ahead and do. Okay, so I don't think we actually have to talk to these people, but I will anyway. Okay, so this is the bridge we need to go across to finish. Commander is over here. See the commander, inform this outpost commander of your success in the objectives. Before we do that though, so here's the commander. You can talk to him to finish the quest. This guy you talk to turn in your missing provisions, which is the crates we found. And you have to talk to him multiple times. So every time we talk to him, we turn in one crate. So we have to talk to him 12 times or so to turn in every crate. This isn't a thing I remember seeing elsewhere in the game. Other quests just let you turn in everything at once, but this one, for whatever reason, requires you to talk, what, a dozen times to turn everything in? So there we go. That's the objective. So that's the optional. 405 XP, you know. You may just want to not bother. It's not, especially if your inventory is limited, it's just not really worth. Better in a party because you all can split the carry. But anyways, this person here, we can do this optional with the gate, but you have to do the second dialogue option. What is the gate for? So that's how you trigger this optional, is you have to use that second dialogue option and ask what the gate is for. And it's, you know, if you want to skip this as well, you can, but it doesn't take too long. Just kill some mobs, get what, 400 XP or so. We'll do it. Probably should have re-upped my strength +4 before the fight. My bull strength wand ran out. Okay, so 405 XP. And that's it. That's the last optional. So we did everything there is to do in this quest. Now we talk to him. The quest is over. 10k. And we got some DDO points. Nice. Cool. So as I was running this on hard, I did get to level 11. So we could take level 11, but I'm going to hold off since we have a few more level 8s to do. I'm in no hurry to take level 11 because, as I said before, there's only one level 9 free-to-play quest. So I'm going to make the most of these level 8s and run all of them on Elite. I think that's my plan. So we're going to wait to take level 11 because we took level 11, we would not get delving bonus because you can be a maximum of +2 levels over the base level of the quest to get delving bonus. So if I took level 11, I would get less XP, quite a bit less XP. A lot less XP from running the level 8s. Let's see if we get anything cool. Depth of bound. Ooh, that would be nice, actually, because we got Seeker. Seeker is nice. I don't have Seeker. I had to give up Seeker when I took a better pair of goggles. Ooh, these are nice, too. Wisdom of Deadly. So this would give me Wisdom +5, which would mean I wouldn't have to bother casting my... Well, I'm not sure if I do anymore, but it'd give me base Wisdom +5, which is +1 better than the wand, and it's permanent. So we got some armor. Freezing Ice Guard, that's interesting. That's a fairly rare effect, but it's not great or anything, but it's because it's a guard, but it's interesting to see that. This is a decent, not bad pair of armor really. Vitality is not a super rare, but a rarer HP bonus that will stack with, say, False Life. What else do we got? So probably going to go with the goggles. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the Seeker +5. That's actually kind of a hard decision. Seeker +5 is actually really nice. Do I want Wisdom +5, which would mean I wouldn't have to use my Wisdom wands. But the Deadly's not any better. Or I could take this, and when I'm not using my Anger's Step, I could swap that on for another +5 Seeker. I think I need to take the boots because I don't have any Seeker at the moment. I had to give that up on my last pair of goggles, so I think I'm going to take this to get Seeker. Seeker does gives me +5 damage before critical hits, so my critical hits will be quite a bit bigger. So we'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll take those boots. Okay. Insightful balance doesn't really matter. It makes us get up faster after getting tripped, but okay. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for... I can't use these boots until next level, though. Okay, guys. So that'll be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for future episodes. Take care.